Ahmedabad has been a very important textile manufacturing center since a very long time, and one of its salient features would be the Ashavali Sarees of Gujarat. It was also very important cotton weaving center, but the brocade and the Ashavali Sarees are also a very important part of it. There is a very small little place in Ahmedabad called the Ashavali Sarees, where these sarees were woven once upon a time. So the term has been taken from that place. Technically, Ashavali is more the name of the style of the sari, especially the border, which I can show you. It has an enameled look with about 5 to 7 colors, like a Paithani sari, and the interwoven designs which make them very unique and extremely prized for by the people of Gujarat. There are theories in which they say that it is pre-Banaras and that weavers have migrated from Gujarat to Banaras. There is a lot of evidence on that, but I can tell you from Barbosa's time and in Aina Akbari we have references to the Ashavali sarees and the brocades of Gujarat. Then in Kuvarbainu Mameru, in which they talk about the different weaves of Gujarat. Varnak Samucchay, in which they give references to different types of motifs which are also described in Gujarat. So it's a very long drawn history that the sari has a long journey. It has travelled a very long journey through the ages. It belongs to the Kinkhab variety, that is the fabric of the dreams, the dream region, as you say. So in which it was primarily worn by the royalties. It was worn in a form of saris, in form of ghagras, and also kinkhab fabric, of which long coats and jamas and patkas were made for the nobles and the kings. Initially, there were a lot of Khatris and Karnabi Patels who were also into agriculture, but they had the space, they had the know-how, and they were quite keen on the Ashavali. I have a whole genealogy which I will try and tell you how I've been able to trace the genealogy from Nagar Bhagat and Bapa Lal Seth to the modern weavers. The Jala loom, the pit Jala loom primarily was very intricate to take out, and they could weave anything, any pattern in any combination with any border, any pallu, because they were master people and life was easy in those days and weavers were extremely dedicated. And the George V, during the times of George V also, in that exhibition, India exhibition held in Delhi, Gopalal Bhagat, and he actually has made a portrait of King George V on the loom, and he presented it to him. This has been recorded in the annals there. First, I will try to show you some of the older samples that I have, which are more than about 100 years old, of very priced items of my mother-in-law, and that also I have tried to treasure them, because in future I think I would like to make a little museum so that the younger generation would know what existed. This is a very, very beautiful magenta colored brocaded sari, was woven in gold, and my mother-in-law used to say that it would have about 5 tolas of gold. It's a sheer gold, but it's gorgeous, with smaller booties and a very, very intricate Ashavali border. As I was saying, that when you see the behind, it's a very interlocking system with the interlocking weave, and many, many colors are involved in it, but it is all very neatly, very delicately done. And the sari has a beautiful Badsha Pallu. I will talk about that also. What is the similarity of this Badsha Pallu with the Baluchari sari, which also has these Badsha Pallu, and this was highly prized. Another very important motif, Chand Tara. It's a very, very old motif. There are theories that this motif was influenced by the Mughal art also, and they said that this was worn on very sacred days, and it has a beautiful border with the parrots and a very interesting Popat Pallu. It is a beautiful sari in magenta, and the beautiful booties, Ashavali border, but in resham as we call it, the thread work, very light. So perhaps these were saris which were made for the cotton summer time. They were made in silver and gold, not just gold, silver and gold. During the 1980s and 1990s, and there was a great movement of making these saris with lahers. This also is a 50-year-old, of course, sari, but still this design also exists and is quite popular. And over and above this, they also used to make ghagra sets for girls. Now the parrot border, this is about 100-year-old, very, very important, the flora and fauna of Gujarat. And the parrots are very important. Even Pupul Jaikar, in her article in about the 1980s, notes that she has also seen many saris with Ashavali Popat borders. And this is the, there are different types of making the Ashavali borders also. This Ashavali border has a black outline also on the parrot. Because of their close contact with the Peshwas and the Marathas, this style was extremely popular, not only for saris and this, but also for decorations, for the canopies. There are two types, Tran Pad and Panch Pad. The Tran Pad nu kaam would be in all these, and the Panch Pad would be thicker variety, which was used to make canopies of the tents and for decorations of, all the ornamental decorations on the elephants and the camels and the horses. As they called the Ghodani Jalar, Hathini Jalar, Ootni Jalar. One very important motif is also called the Satya Phool, that is the swastika and the flower. It's a stylized motif, but it is an extremely beautiful motif, and it was worn on very special occasions like weddings, when there was a khoro in the maternity, when we had the ceremony 7th month. At that time also this was supposed to bestow good wishes. As I said, that there was Bootidar saris, Beladar, that is with the creepers. Then there were the Junglo saris, the all over ones. There are plain saris with just booties, Gala, which I will be showing you later, in which there are no booties. The background is plain with a beautiful border and pallu which enhances it. And this is a stylized Patli Pallu sari. So in which the pattern was in the Patli and in the Pallu, and the other sari was plain. This pattern of the satyas would come in the patlis, and this would be the part of the sari, and this would be the pallu. Very much in demand, very beautiful sari in which there is the elephant, the flower. Formerly there also used to be Putaliyu, means a dancing girl, the peacock also. The same as we have in Nari Kunjar, patolas, the same motifs are there. These motifs are also to be found in the mochi embroidery of Gujarat as well as in the beadwork of Gujarat. The Borja sari, same can be made into ghagra also. The same fabric is also woven and it will make a beautiful, the jals are very famous. I think they are inspired by the jalis of Gujarat. And so we have in the jal the flower, we have the parrot in the jal, we have the peacock in the jal, like that. These are all over jungalo with a double border. This has its the kinkab designs, in which the background was not to be seen much, in which it was so dense, the design, and it was used by the royalties to make saris, their dresses, everything. But this is one design, and because these saris are worn in the Sidha Pallu style, the pallu is very important. The eyes first focus on the pallu. This also is another form of jal, as I was saying, that we have very, very delicate forms of jal, and they are very popular, very much in demand. But in these jals, the combination has to, the base has to be visible, then only the color comes out, and then its contrast with the border. See, this is the patola with inbuilt Ashavali border and Ashavali pallu. So in which the patola is tied and brought by the weaver, kacha, then on the loom they weave the patola with the border. It's not attached, so it's woven with it and the pallu.